From Neural Newscast, I'm Adriana Costa.
And I'm Benjamin Roth.
Our focus today, the shifting objectives in the conflict with Iran. We look at the latest developments as the war enters its fourth week. President Donald Trump announced on Friday that the United States is considering winding down its military efforts against Iran. In his social media post, the president stated that the United States is getting very close to meeting its objectives. He defined those as completely degrading Iran's missile capabilities and destroying the country's defense industrial base. He specifically noted that the goal is to ensure Tehran never achieves nuclear capability while protecting regional allies.
It is a complex message to parse, Adriana. While the president mentions a wind down, he simultaneously ruled out a ceasefire earlier on Friday. During a press briefing, he told reporters that you don't do a ceasefire when you're literally obliterating the other side. This duality is creating uncertainty. The Pentagon has just asked Congress for an additional $200 billion to fund the war. That is a massive sum for a conflict the president says is winding down.
The administration's stance on the Strait of Hormuz is also shifting. For weeks, the United States has pressured allies to help secure the waterway, which carries 20% of global oil and gas. Now, Trump is saying the United States will not be responsible for policing it. He stated that the nations who use the strait will have to guard it themselves, though he offered to help if asked. This comes as Iran has become increasingly reluctant to even discuss reopening the waterway, which has been largely closed since the fighting started.
The reality on the ground contradicts any immediate sense of de-escalation. We've seen a massive surge in direct military action. Joint United States and Israeli forces targeted the Natanz nuclear enrichment facility. This is a core component of Iran's nuclear infrastructure. This follows attacks on the country's energy infrastructure and the death of high-profile officials like Security Chief Ali Larijani. Western intelligence suggests the regime is not close to falling. Iranian officials are instead coalescing around their remaining leadership.
Iran's retaliation has been severe. A cluster missile strike hit a kindergarten in central Israel on Saturday, causing dozens of injuries. There were also strikes near an Israeli nuclear research center. The conflict isn't just restricted to the mainland. We've seen reports of Iran targeting the United States military base at Diego Garcia. Meanwhile, Tehran is issuing stern warnings to the United Arab Emirates over disputed islands, specifically threatening Ras Al Khaimah.
These events have sent global markets into a tailspin, Adriana. Brent crude oil hit $112 a barrel on Friday. This is the highest price we've seen since mid-2022. While it eased slightly following Trump's comments about a wind-down, the volatility is persistent. Gold just finished its worst week in 40 years. Treasury yields are climbing as traders prepare for a potential Federal Reserve interest rate hike by October.
The domestic impact in the United States is becoming a political liability for the administration. Retail gas and diesel prices have jumped to levels not seen in 4 years. In California, regulators are already warning about price gouging. Some stations are charging as much as $8 a gallon. This is happening just as the country prepares for the November midterm elections. It is putting the Republican Party under significant pressure.
Looking ahead to the coming days, there are no signs of a pause in the fighting. Israel's defense minister has vowed that attacks will intensify starting this Sunday. There is also the lingering question of a ground operation. When asked about plans for Kurg Island, Iran's major oil export hub, President Trump was evasive. However, officials say the White House has already ordered hundreds of Marines to the region as they weigh the possibility of seizing the outpost.
It remains a situation of high-stakes signaling versus military reality, Benjamin. While the president speaks of an end in sight, the operational intensity and the financial requests from the Pentagon suggest a much longer engagement may be underway. We will continue to monitor the Sunday offensive and the resulting impact on energy markets.
From Neural Newscast, I'm Benjamin Roth.
And I'm Adriana Costa. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.